Hey Jennifer,
Hello.
how are you on this rainy afternoon?
I'm okay. I've got my window open just because I'm not ready for the air conditioning yet. So if you hear like
Same,
trucks or something going by, that's why.
same. We spent a good amount of time pushing dirt around in our backyard over the weekend, which
Hmm.
is not my favorite DIY activity, but the grass in our backyard is just it's like super patchy and like
Uh-huh.
uneven. So we had some work done in the front yard, which created a brand new pile of dirt. So then we kind of moved into the backyard and spread out
Uh-huh.
some grass seed and all
Yep.
the straw on top. So I'm grateful for the rain so that we don't have to worry
Yeah.
about watering everything.
I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because my ability and my neighbors have definitely, I'm sure they've noticed this. My ability to take care of my yard in the last couple of years has severely diminished. And not because I can't physically do it, because I have too many other things to
I
do.
know, but what do you mean, Jennifer? What are
Well,
you
no.
busy
So
doing?
no, it's just, I mean, our house is one of the more au natural houses in the neighborhood. We have a lot of
Ours is too.
very manicured landscapes in our neighborhood. But I'm going to
It's cute.
take in the, we talked to Molly's neighbor that one day when we were at her house in Milwaukee. I'm going to plant my yard with clover. I'm
Yeah.
just, I mean, it's already mostly taken over anyway. But I'm totally going to do that because I have no need for grass.
Oh, and your yard is very shady too, right?
Yeah.
As far
Yeah.
as like what that can be. Yeah, we have the same thing in our yard too. We end up with a lot of shady clover patches. Naturally, we haven't planted it
Hmm.
because nothing else will grow. And that's,
Yeah.
I think, native. And who needs grass? Honestly,
Yeah.
it's not native, and we're just creating a whole lot of work for ourselves,
Hmm.
anyways. So it's not about like I don't have time. It's about you've got this like philosophical position that you're supporting, which has to do with clover and.
It's both.
Um,
Let's be honest.
let's be honest, it's
I used to be very yard oriented, and then there just came a point in my life where I was like, I have so many other things to do.
yards have got to go. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, this week's a big week, right? Getting ready
Yes.
for the big event on Saturday.
Yes, a lot to do this week. Lot to do to plan a protest. If you've never planned one before, there's a lot of logistics that go into it for a big one. You yourself can do little ones. I don't want to discourage
Yeah.
anybody. You can do one on a sidewalk anywhere, anytime, any place. Um, but the big ones with permits and marching routes and police and speakers and sound systems and
Marshals
all
and
this stuff is
training
just,
and
yes.
safety. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it takes some time to get it all together.
Yeah. This one is really big and it's
Yes.
looking like it's going to be huge as far as attendance, but
Hmm.
also a little bit different than what we've done in the past
Hmm.
locally.
Yes.
I know that was part of your kind of brainchild to kind of move beyond just the typical like speeches and rally and move more toward a sort of community resource sharing
Yeah.
element to that. How's that going? Can you share a little bit about that?
It's going really good. We've got I think 10 or 11 different organizations that are tabling at the event. We're going to have a bounce house for kids. We've got games for kids. We've got some great speakers. Besides the us local people, that normally put these on, that might like introduce people. We have Miss Dahlia River, who is a local drag queen who's going to MC the whole event.
So
And
awesome.
then,
So
yeah,
awesome.
I have not seen her perform. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I have been to a local drag show and I don't remember who the performers were. So maybe I have seen her. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Um, but and then we're gonna have other drag queens that are gonna be sort of, I kind of think of them as cheerleaders, really, is what they
Mm-hmm.
are. They're just cheerleaders there to bring joy to the resistance.
Joy and hype and all of
Yeah,
that stuff.
and just
Yeah.
make it a little bit fun. And we have Brandell Adams, who is the chair of the Saginaw County Democratic Party, one of our
I
neighbor
love that.
counties.
I
We've
love
asked him
that.
to
Bringing
come speak.
in
Yeah,
other folks.
yep.
That's so
I'm
awesome.
excited because we've been doing this for years, trying to really work with our neighboring counties. So every instance that we have another opportunity, I'm just really excited to like uh, share, because like you and I, especially me being the chair of the Midland Dems, like I know these people, I work with them, I talk to them, but not everybody else knows them, and I really
Yeah.
want them to because they're
Yeah.
great people. Dr. Pamela Pugh, who is the Michigan State Board of Education president, and is also has filed to run for the 35th Senate seat here in the Tri-Cities area. She will be there to speak. Yep, whenever we have that special election, or if it's just in the general, that's fine too. But she will be running for that no matter what. And then Attorney General Dana Nessel is going to be our keynote speaker.
Awesome. I cannot. Well, I actually can't go, and I'm so mad. I've got like a family thing, but I cannot wait for all the pictures and the reporting back to me on the numbers that we have and this how amazing the speakers were. And what we're going to do is do some marching, right? So there's a rally, then there's like two locations.
Yeah. So there's like a little rally at Grove Park. We'll have a few people get people pumped up. We've got American flags and pride flags to hand out. So we'll have lots of visual color in our parade. Bring your signs. We're having, we ordered a whole bunch of gold crowns because this is a No Kings event. And some of the stickers, oh, I should have grabbed them. I put them out elsewhere. Like we have stickers with a cartoon Trump and a cross through it, and stickers that say rejecting kings in 1776, and then another one that says no kings, or, you know, like just that kind of stuff to put on the crowns. The people are king in America. I think that's another one. So we'll have crowns and flags, and there's going to be joy and stuff for the kids to do. People, lots of different organizations are going to be there tabling for their issues that they care about, or, you know, what they do. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. And if you think of it, grabbing me a couple of stickers, since I won't be able to come to the event, I'd appreciate that. I don't know what it is about stickers lately. Like I did not care about stickers since kindergarten, and then suddenly,
like, it's like elementary school. I loved them. Probably still middle school. Forgot all about them, and then in the last like couple of years, well, I don't know. Whenever I started carting laptops around.
Yeah, that's probably like, what it, laptops and water bottles. Yeah.
Show everybody what I think.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it's going to be an awesome event, and I'm so excited to hear about the results. And I know that like the organizing group, which is you and Allison and Laura and Elena and me to the lesser extent, we've been doing a lot of work, and it's going to be a good event. We do all that work to make sure it's, you know, it is what it needs to be. The programming is where it needs to be as far as meeting the moment that we're in right now, but also that it gives people what they come there for, which is likely, you know, needing to be energized and focused, needing to kind of find community and realize they're not alone, needing to be able to kind of visualize action steps into the future. And we try to do that all in a way that is both fun and family centered, but also safe. And all the things. And, you know, safe this week is becoming more of a kind of headline thing because of what's going on over in California with the ICE raids and the National Guard right now, which is horrific. And of course, we know that there are going to be protests like what we're planning across the country. And part of it is in response to this big, ridiculous parade that's going on in Washington, D.C. And, you know, I'm hopeful and also kind of vigilant that all of our efforts remain as safe as possible.
Yes, for sure.
So, yeah.
And if you're interested in signing up to volunteer, if you see this, check out, I mean, the Women of Michigan Action Network and the Midland County Democratic Party have both posted on their Facebook pages where you can sign up to volunteer, because we still need several.
Yeah, what types of volunteer roles are still available?
So the safety marshal for sure we need, and I just want to like reassure people, for safety marshal, we're not asking you to put your body in front of anybody else's. That is not what a safety marshal is. A safety marshal watches for issues, makes sure people don't go in the road, make sure they don't go in people's yards. If you see an issue, you know, you'll have a number to call back to and say, hey, something is going on, I'm concerned, whatever. Like you're more of eyes than anything.
Yeah. So safety marshals, any other volunteer roles?
I need some people to take care of the bounce house. I didn't have that on the list before
Yeah,
because we weren't sure we were getting it. So I need some attendance for the bounce house. I need some people to take pictures or live stream on Facebook. Yeah, we've got a sign up genius with a few things left on it, but definitely need some volunteers.
yeah, for real. Okay, well, lots of opportunities for the protest. And there will be other protests, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's, that's
Just
the
one of
work,
many.
work of the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
And
I
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I just wanted to point out that Midland does not actually have a pride event like like a pride parade or a pride festival or anything like that. There's a Great Lakes Bay Pride that a lot of people go to. That's in Saginaw. The Dow Diamond, the Loons baseball team, they do a pride night, but that's as much as I like it and I go to it. It's still a corporate thing. It's not it's not truly like a grassroots, kind of a pride thing. And then this event is not pride, but considering the pushback we got about it, and we're not going to go on that again, but it's like, I just found out Gladwin County has a pride parade. Gladwin County.
Mhm.
And Midland can't handle what we're doing.
Can't handle having a couple of amazing queens be MCs and
Yeah.
hype people at
Yeah.
one rally one time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's a topic for the previous
Yeah.
podcast and
Look at our
maybe
last
future
podcast.
podcasts too, as the saga continues. The thing though that is also true, even though we did a physical rally protest last month. We're doing one this month. We'll likely do one, who knows, monthly or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but we also know that getting out on the streets and doing those types of rallies and protests is not for everyone. Either folks are not able to do that kind of a
Mm-hmm.
thing, or it's not their thing to do, or their best sort of way to give to the cause is not that.
Yeah.
And so uh, wondering if we could talk a little bit about those other kind of more everyday actions, um, in between protests or beyond protests. If you're not
Mm-hmm.
doing the protests, that can really altogether make a difference. What comes to
Yeah.
mind to you for that kind
Well,
of a thing?
it's funny that you should bring this up because I was on social media, a big surprise. Like I don't spend so much time on there. And I just want to say that I am not on social media all the time just for the fun of it. I market my
You
business.
do, yeah.
I'm part of two organizations. I'm doing a lot of work on social media. But a friend of mine had posted something to the effect of, and I don't remember the exact wording, but it was just like, don't judge people that if they're not out protesting or they're not out marching or they're not out doing whatever, don't judge them. You don't know why they're not, and you also don't know what else they're doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of layers to the resistance against Trump and the fight against fascism. And sure, I as an organizer, I want to get more people out there visibly. That's
Hmm.
kind of my job. Um, but at the same time, you've got to understand there's disabilities that people, they can't get out there and march and protest. Maybe they don't feel comfortable doing it. I've talked to quite a few people that are like, I have this job as part of, a community organizations or, like the
Yeah.
library or the, whatever. Like I have a very forward facing job. I
Yeah.
can't be out there. And while that's disappointing to me because I know if I had that job, I probably would be anyway, but I also probably then might get fired. So I kind of get that. But anyway, I get it. Like you shouldn't judge people for that. So there's just so many things that we can be doing. And of course, the big one everybody always says is call your representatives,
Mm-hmm.
um, which I think is still important. It's still an effective tool. I did see a TikTok the other day that said something about how it actually was better to call like the legislative aid that specifically deals with the topic that you're interested in. And I think that's probably accurate, but I also don't know. I don't personally know how you would find out
Who
who
that
the
is.
legislative aides
Yeah.
are, what they focus on, and how to contact them. So
Yeah.
if anybody else knows that, let me know because I can see that being a good thing to know, but I don't have that information.
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, I mean that's one thing. I know that like some of the people that we know to be the like road warrior, like door knockers of the county might not show up to a protest, right?
Hmm.
But they're sure as heck doing an amazing amount of work to
Yeah.
get, progressive candidates elected during election season. And so
Yeah.
there's like that. There's also, in between the like the fundraising and the just like conversations that are going on in person and on social media that are small things that can really help do
Hmm.
the work. One really like example of this that kind of showed up in my world on Saturday was I went to a garage sale in my neighborhood, stopped at a garage sale, and the gentleman whose house it was, he's moving. And when I got to talking to him, he said, "You're Sarah Schultz, right?" Which that's not unusual because I ran for office. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Sarah Schultz. I always like kind of take a
Okay.
breath when I hear that, and I wonder if it's like a good thing or a bad thing that I'm Sarah Schultz. Um, but then I said, yeah, yeah. And he said, "I just want to thank you for the pride flag that you have at your house." And I said, "Oh, you're welcome. I have that flag up, not just for Pride Month, but all year." And
Hmm.
I told him I want to make sure that people know that my house is a safe, welcoming place. Um, and he said, "Well, it matters to me and it matters to my
Aw.
partner." And he said, he asked if I had ever gotten any grief for it. He said something like, "I have a pride flag." He's a member of LGBTQ community, and he's like, "I have a pride flag. I put it out sometimes, but not all the time because I'm worried about getting kind of
Yeah.
grief for it. Have you ever gotten any pushback?" And I said, "The only time I've ever gotten pushback was when I take it down." I've taken it down not very often. One, because it was like all ripped and tattered, and I had, was waiting for my new one to arrive. And another one, it was a blizzard, and I took it down because I was worried it was going to get ripped and tattered. And
Hmm.
it took me a couple days to get it back up. And I remember my daughter, who's in high school, saying that her friends were like, "Where's my flag?" Like, why did why did Ella's mom take my flag down? And so my kids say that sometimes our house is known as the gay house in the community, which is hilarious to me, and also so, warms my heart so much because it's one little thing. It costs me
Hmm.
nothing, like $30 a year to buy a new flag and stick it on my house.
Yeah.
But especially because we're right by an elementary school and a
Yep.
middle school, just showing the world that there are safe and like welcoming
Yeah.
places for everybody, I feel like is important and such a small thing that I can do.
Yeah. So we live on a corner, and it's like the front our yard is weird, but like the front is really very grown up and natural, or like there's like trees and leaves and ferns and all sorts of stuff. So you don't really, my house is not front and center. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
see this corner and there's this great big huge bush. You probably don't even really think that much about the house. And so we always put signs out there, whether it's election season, that's going to be candidates. Right now, I have a "Hate has no home here" in this house sign, and the Great Lakes Bay Pride 2025 sign,
Yeah.
which I really liked this year. It's Stand Up for Pride, so I was really excited about that one. And like I have all of the success other years in the garage, and my husband's like, "When are you going to get rid of these?" Never. I, I'm just
It's
going
a
to collect them
collection.
year
You're
after year.
collecting.
Eventually, maybe I'll do the whole inside of the garage and pride
Yeah.
sign someday. Who knows?
Yeah. Or like on the like 20-year anniversary, you'll get out,
Yeah.
all your 20
Yep.
signs and line them up. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's not a big thing, right? That's just a little thing that we can
Yes.
do. And there
But
are
I've
other
had a lot of
things.
people stop
Yeah.
by and say, "Your signs give me hope.
Yeah.
Your signs make me feel better."
Yeah. And it matters. And like we've said before, like courage inspires courage, little
Mm-hmm.
things, people just knowing that they're not alone in how they feel in the community, that there's somebody right there in their neighborhood who's like feels the same way that they do. Um, you know, being willing to like get the grief and the pushback if it comes, especially if the work you're doing is in the name of good allyship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being able to kind of stand in the breach along with those marginalized folks, and being willing to kind of like take the rocks yourself
Yeah.
as they're being thrown, um, is it matters, right? It all matters. So it matters the rallies and the big stuff. It matters the small, like individual stuff that we do. I'm wearing my Resist Bear. Let me stand up. My Resist Bear
Yep.
shirt today.
Which I made
But
into a cross stitch, everybody.
I know
I
it's a
took that
great
pattern and made it
message.
into a cross stitch.
But yeah, I mean, so just like, being proud to wear the stuff out in the community is the
Mm-hmm.
same as, sticking a sign in your yard, is the same as,
Mm-hmm.
having those conversations that matter a ton, individually,
Mm-hmm.
out there. Um,
Yeah, I always love when I wear my shirts. One of my favorites, it says more pride, less prejudice. And it's like a picture of Jane Austen.
yeah,
And I've gotten so many compliments on
yeah,
that shirt. Just anytime I wear anything that's expressive in that, in the liberal progressive direction. Sure. I mean, I'm sure I've gotten people that are ticked off about it too. Generally, they don't say anything. But it's the people that do say something that I feel like I've reached them, or I've made them feel welcome,
yeah,
or made them feel happy in some way.
yeah. So all that stuff, it all matters, right? And it all builds. And I think that as we kind of plan for this big protest on Saturday, and we have these big like wave top events, and the work that we do, it's important to kind of keep in mind that that kind of thing isn't for everybody
Mm-hmm.
for all the reasons, but there are
Yeah,
other ways, and other things that are, impactful as well and can
yeah.
build on some other things.
And we don't know the conversations that people are having in private, or in their Facebook groups, or in their Facebook, whatever. Like, I don't really want to go into it a ton. I don't know if you saw, but my mom and my sister are now not going to speak to me anymore because I support
I
gay
did
people.
see that.
Um,
I did.
and I knew this was coming, so this, for everybody, I'm good. Don't worry, I'm good. I'm not happy about it, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and it's just, you don't know what kind of conversations people are having to try to continue these conversations, whether it's about immigrants, or cutting Medicaid and Social Security, and just all the different things that affect people. So yeah, give people grace and let everybody do resistance in their own way.
Absolutely. And it all matters. And if you're interested and able to come to the event on June 14th here in Midland, starting in Grove Park, what time does it start to?
3 p.m. The Grove
3
Park
p.m.
portion starts at 3 p.m. There's gonna be a little rally. Then there'll be a march to Central Park, which is like 0.6 miles away. It's not too
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Walking on sidewalks, and then we'll have the bigger rally with Dana Nessel and all the other speakers. Um,
So
so
awesome. So please join us if you're called to do that as your resistance work. If not, continue to push your resistance work that you are called to do in all the ways. Always connect with your local organizers and organizing groups.
yeah.
And if there aren't organizers and organizing groups, that's what we're here for, to help you get yours started,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can see some of the success that we've had here
Yeah.
in Midland over the years. So
And things can be big and small. That's one thing that we tend to plan bigger protests because there's a group of us, we've done it before, we know the works. It's a lot of work, but we do it. But I keep trying to tell people, there's a lady in Saginaw who's just like, I'm going to plan 3 protests this month, and here's where they're going to be, and this is what the focus is going to be on, and maybe I'll have speakers, maybe I won't. She's not focused on making it a big presentation. It's just
yeah,
getting out there and making your voice heard, and you can do that too.
yeah, for real, for real. Awesome. All right. So, do you have a question to end on?
Dang it, and I just rewatched our last podcast, and I was like, I'm going to have a question ready this time. But I didn't. Okay.
Okay.
This isn't really, I don't know how to make this question. Uh, do you have any, this is just a leading question because I want to say what I have. Have you got any new t-shirts or some things that like your
Oh,
Resist Bear t-shirt? Have you gotten anything for the summer to renew the wardrobe?
To renew the wardrobe. Actually, so like, here's a wild thing. That Jane Austen t-shirt, I just bought that Jane
Did
Austen
you
t-shirt.
really?
And maybe, I don't remember seeing you have it,
I
but
don't know that I've worn it around you.
yeah, I literally just bought it and I haven't worn it yet. It came in the like mail a couple of weeks ago
Oh,
and
very
I just
cool.
haven't found like a place to wear it, but it is super cool that
Yeah,
more pride, less prejudice. So I'm gonna
yeah.
definitely wear that. So yeah, there's that. There's my Resistance Bear t-shirt that I'm wearing around. I did take all of my Kamala Harris shirts out of my drawer because I was running out of space. I didn't get rid of them. I put them on a shelf in the closet.
They're
But
in my workout pile.
yeah, yeah. How about you?
So I just ordered from Teachers Graham. I don't know if it's Teacher Graham's or Teachers Graham, whatever. It's one Molly recommended last time we were at her house. And I just ordered a whole bunch of, most of them are very like American oriented. Like one says, I didn't say liberty and justice for all growing up to, live for or accept anything less now.
Yeah,
What was some of the other ones? Red Stars and Stripes and Equal Rights. And there's a couple other ones, and they're all except. Oh, and I did get one that said organization of obstinate, headstrong girls who you're very displeased with since 1812 or whatever it was. I forget, but it was like a reference to the Jane from Pride and Prejudice when
yeah, yeah.
the aunt says that to Elizabeth. But anyway, so yes, I got several shirts. Can't wait to wear them all.
Always good to have a wardrobe
Yep.
refresh. Awesome. All right. Well, good luck on Saturday. I'm here to help support, and sorry I won't be there. Definitely, if you're listening and you want to sign up to volunteer, there's still some volunteer opportunities. Check out the Women of Michigan Action Network and or the Midland County Democratic Party Facebook pages for your sign up genius for all of that. And I can't wait to see the pictures, especially the signs. The signs are my favorite. People are
Yeah,
so creative and
I
hilarious when
know.
it comes to protest signs. So,
I love the
um,
creativity.
yeah, yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome, awesome day. I can't wait to hear how successful it is.
All right.
Awesome.